Have you ever found yourself questioning whether a seemingly gentle martial art can hold its own against the fierce and aggressive world of professional mixed martial arts, MMA? Can the philosophy of blending with an opponent's energy truly withstand the raw power and aggression that fills the octagon? Today, we are diving deep into Aikido, a martial art that emphasizes harmony in fluid movements, as we unravel its effectiveness in the high-stakes arena of mixed martial arts. Prepare to discover the intriguing balance between strength and technique as we explore the surprising intersections of these two worlds. Aikido is a modern Japanese martial art developed by Morihei Ueshiba in the early 20th century. It focuses on the principle of blending with an opponent's movements and redirecting their energy rather than meeting force with force. This unique approach sets Aikido apart from many other martial arts, which often emphasize striking and direct confrontation. Here are some key characteristics that define Aikido. Philosophy: Aikido emphasizes harmony and peace. Practitioners strive to neutralize aggression without causing injury, promoting self-defense while avoiding unnecessary conflict. This philosophical foundation encourages individuals to seek resolution through understanding and compassion rather than violence. Techniques: Aikido techniques involve joint locks, throws, and pins, utilizing circular movements to redirect an opponent's energy. This means that a smaller or weaker individual can effectively defend themselves against a larger attacker by employing leverage and timing. The effectiveness of these techniques relies on the practitioner's ability to remain calm and aware in the face of aggression. Training: Aikido training typically involves practice with a partner in a cooperative manner, where one acts as the attacker and the other as the defender. This promotes skill development and fosters a deeper understanding of the principles involved. The collaborative nature of training allows practitioners to refine their techniques in a safe environment, preparing them for real-world encounters. Spiritual aspect: Many practitioners appreciate the spiritual component of Aikido, incorporating elements of mindfulness, meditation, and personal growth into their practice. This holistic approach nurtures not only physical skills but also emotional and mental resilience, which are invaluable in any combat situation. Global influence: Since its inception, Aikido has spread worldwide and inspired various martial arts styles and practitioners. It is often taught in dojos, training halls, around the globe, attracting individuals from diverse backgrounds seeking self-improvement and empowerment through martial arts. Overall, Aikido is not just a means of self-defense, it is also a way to cultivate personal discipline, respect, and a deeper understanding of one's own body and mind. The teachings of Aikido extend beyond the dojo, instilling values that resonate in everyday life. When considering the world of MMA, we often think of superstars like Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov. However, what if I told you that some of these fighters have been influenced by a martial art known for its fluidity and harmony? Yes, we're talking about Aikido. This practice has caught the attention of several well-known fighters, leading to a fascinating intersection between striking prowess and Aikido's unique techniques. One of the most notable fighters who has embraced Aikido in his training is Anderson Silva. As a former UFC middleweight champion, Silva's striking ability is unparalleled. Yet, he has credited some of his success to the principles of Aikido, focusing on movement and the ability to evade rather than just retaliate. Imagine the striking techniques of the spider intertwined with Aikido's redirection strategies. This fusion creates a fighting style that is both effective and unpredictable. Meanwhile, Bellator fighter and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt Joe Warren has incorporated Aikido techniques into his training regimen. Known for his explosive grappling, Warren's ability to blend different martial arts distinctly showcases the harmony between controlling an opponent's movement, an essential Aikido principle, and top-notch wrestling. This begs the question, does his Aikido training offer him an edge when he faces a powerhouse? Additionally, rising stars such as MMA fighters Yoshiro Maeda and Ken Shamrock have dabbled in Aikido, experimenting with its joint locks and throws. Shamrock, a legitimate pioneer in MMA, has highlighted the need for adaptive techniques. His exploration of Aikido only furthers this narrative, showcasing how martial artists are keen to blend styles for optimum adaptability in the cage. So, what does this mean for the future of fighting? The influence of Aikido on these fighters suggests that blending different martial traditions can make all the difference, opening doors to innovative fighting strategies. Imagine a future where Aikido principles redefine how fighters handle aggressiveness, emphasizing control and restraint while still holding on to ferocity. As these fighters continue to experiment with their training, one thing is evident: Aikido's subtle power is not to be overlooked in the world of competitive fighting. The combination of striking efficacy with Aikido's finesse may just create a new generation of fighters ready to challenge the norms of the octagon. What does this mean for traditional combat sports? Could Aikido techniques become mainstream in MMA training camps? The plot thickens as we delve deeper into this intriguing narrative. When we take a closer look at matchups featuring Aikido practitioners against MMA fighters, we uncover some fascinating lessons. One standout example is the fight where an Aikido specialist faced a seasoned striker. The tension was palpable, with everyone anticipating a clash of styles. As the fight progressed, the Aikido fighter demonstrated something extraordinary. Instead of rushing in, he patiently waited, observing his opponent's movements. With each jab and kick thrown his way, he flowed like water, absorbing the energy of the strikes. He utilized the very principles of Aikido, deflecting attacks and leveraging his opponent's force to send them off balance. The highlight came when he caught a leg kick and transitioned into a swift throw, landing his opponent flat on the mat. This stunning showcase illustrated how understanding timing and positioning can shift the tide of battle. However, this match also revealed an important lesson: Aikido's effectiveness hinges on the practitioner's ability to read the situation. There were moments when the Aikido fighter seemed hesitant, almost waiting too long, allowing his opponent to regain momentum. This highlighted the fine line between patience and opportunity in a fast-paced environment. In another compelling bout, an Aikido master faced an opponent known for their ground game. The Aikido fighter managed to evade ground attacks with fluid movements, but when it came to grappling, he struggled. This served as a reminder that while Aikido shines in its elegant techniques, adaptability is crucial in MMA, where any moment can lead to a sudden takedown. With each match, we glean invaluable insights into the blend of traditional martial arts and modern competition. It's an ongoing conversation about balance and strategy that keeps us wondering: can Aikido truly evolve to meet the challenges of an ever-changing arena? As we continue to explore this dynamic relationship, we must consider the implications for both fighters and the martial arts community as a whole. Imagine this scenario: an Aikido practitioner enters the cage, exuding calm confidence, ready to face a seasoned Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu (BJJ) fighter known for his aggressive style. The crowd buzzes with excitement, eager to see if the tranquility of Aikido can withstand the ferocity of ground fighting. The bell rings, and the match begins. Initially, the Aikido fighter attempts to showcase his skills, dodging the BJJ fighter's strikes with fluid movements. Fans cheer as they witness graceful dodges and evasive maneuvers that defy traditional expectations. However, as the match progresses, it becomes clear that pure evasion can only carry one so far. With every sweeping arm motion and spin, the BJJ fighter remains on his toes, striking back with increasing intensity. He lunges in, attempting to take the Aikido fighter to the ground. This moment is crucial. Does the Aikido champion use his principles to redirect the energy of his opponent? The answer is both surprising and a testament to the effectiveness of the art. Instead of directly engaging, the Aikido fighter tries to execute a spin-out move, aiming to dodge a critical takedown. However, as the BJJ legend lunges, he capitalizes on that momentary hesitation, transitioning smoothly into a grappling position. This serves as a wake-up call for the Aikido fighter, who quickly realizes that blending energy with an aggressive opponent isn't a walk in the park. As this thrilling contest unfolds, the Aikido fighter finds himself in a precarious situation, grappling to regain control. Instead of panicking, he thinks outside the box, utilizing wrist locks and redirects to escape, stunning the audience as he slips from a near takedown. It's not an easy feat, but it showcases how adaptability is crucial in combat sports. Yet, the problem becomes evident, and spectators sense it, while Aikido can dominate in a controlled environment, translating these principles into the chaos of an MMA match is a whole different battle. The overwhelming energy of the BJJ fighter blurs the line for the Aikido warrior, revealing a hard truth: fluid movements can only get you so far when faced with fierce aggression. After a long bout filled with twists and turns, the Aikido fighter finds himself on the defense, exhausted and grappling with his strategy. The audience grows restless as he fends off heavy strikes, realizing that raw strength often reigns supreme in an octagonal cage. The fight reveals a stark, impactful lesson: blending with an opponent's energy requires immense timing and confidence, a tricky balance when punches are flying fast and heavy. In a shocking conclusion to the match, as the clamor of the crowd crescendos, the Aikido fighter is offered one last opportunity to showcase his principles. He uses a sudden shift to lock the BJJ fighter's wrist, attempting a quick throw. But the BJJ fighter counters expertly, leaving the Aikido master to take a deep breath and contemplate the fine line between philosophy and reality in competitive fighting. This showdown serves as a gripping narrative of struggle and adaptation, raising the fascinating question: can the art of Aikido truly harmonize with the relentless nature of modern combat sports? As the fighters exit the cage, the lingering doubt remains: what will the next encounter reveal about the balance of art, strength, and strategy? What if the ancient art of Aikido could hold its own inside the high-octane world of MMA? Can the principles of a martial discipline focused on harmony and fluidity truly defend against the rapid-fire punches and kicks of a seasoned cage fighter? Let's unravel the fascinating interplay of Aikido techniques in and out of the octagon. At its core, Aikido is about redirecting an opponent's energy and using their strength against them. Unlike many martial arts that promote aggression and force, Aikido teaches practitioners to remain calm and centered, regardless of the situation. This philosophical approach can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it emphasizes a tactical mindset; on the other, it could be perceived as passive in a fast-paced fighting environment. Aikido isn't just about flowery techniques and spiritual connection, it translates into real-world situations, even against violent attacks. There's an incredible story of an Aikido practitioner who faced a mugger. Rather than engaging head-on, he used his opponent's momentum to throw him off balance, escaping unscathed. This adaptability is crucial in a sport like MMA, where a single mistake can have dire consequences. Imagine a tough, tattooed fighter stepping into the cage against a soft-spoken Aikido sensei. Onlookers might scoff, expecting a quick knockout. Yet, the encounter could subvert expectations completely. Aikido techniques, specific joint locks and throws, can disrupt an opponent's rhythm, allowing a well-timed counter to land. Several mixed martial artists incorporate Aikido into their training regimens, showcasing the art's effectiveness in grappling and ground control. Consider the professional fighter who mastered a series of Aikido throws to take down his opponent effortlessly. The agility derived from Aikido allows for fast transitions and intelligent defensive maneuvers, adapting to whatever strikes are thrown. However, the journey isn't without challenges. The rigidity of martial arts training can clash with the spontaneous nature of MMA. In one fighter's experience, despite an impressive pedigree in Aikido, he struggled against an opponent whose unpredictable moves caught him off guard. Adapting from Aikido's teachings to the unpredictable constraints of the cage is no simple task. Yet, it's this adaptability that showcases the spirit of Aikido. During competitions, it's often not only about physical lockdown but about mental fortitude. Aikido teaches its practitioners to maintain calm in the face of chaos, an invaluable trait when competing against opponents who thrive on intimidation and aggression. The intersection of Aikido and MMA presents a captivating narrative of balance and reaction versus force and momentum. While Aikido may not dominate the competitive landscape, its principles can inspire a shift in how fighters mentally and physically approach their matches. As martial arts continue to evolve, can we expect to see a new breed of fighter who embodies both Aikido's fluidity and the raw power of MMA? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, the conversation around these combat styles is far from over. As we reflect on the dynamics between Aikido and MMA, it's evident that the discussion about martial arts isn't just about brute strength or flashy moves. Aikido teaches us the profound lesson of harmony, the ability to blend and redirect energy rather than directly confront it. While the octagon is often dominated by sheer power, there's a unique elegance in Aikido that challenges traditional combat notions. However, the question looms large: can these principles hold their ground against the rigorous and explosive nature of modern fighting styles? As the landscapes of martial arts continue to evolve, it's intriguing to consider how Aikido's philosophy can influence future generations of fighters. Will we see a resurgence of its techniques in competition, or will they remain a refined art separate from the intense world of MMA? Ultimately, the journey to understanding martial arts is multifaceted, and there's always something new to discover in the art of the fight. With every match and training session, one thing is clear: the essence of combat goes beyond physical prowess. It's about the mind, spirit, and the unyielding quest for mastery. So, as you consider the intricate dance between Aikido and MMA, what insights will you take away for your own understanding of combat and discipline? The conversation has just begun.